तनु का ध्यान कर लो यो तनु
Neetu, can you please put yourself on mute? Yeah, because I don't have the setting anymore because I've handed over the, you know, I've given it over to my niece, so I don't have the controls anymore. So I just want to let you know. So it really happens because you make that effort. So please understand that not everybody graduates. So this is a more of making you realize that if you really want to do it well, you have to be sincere in doing your practices and being very, very, very consistent at it. And knowing that it is only 3% who are action takers. And I'm sure if these guys are speaking in their seminars and in their webinars, they are definitely speaking from a lot of data, experience, research. So I would definitely want all 100 of y'all to have the same magic. From my side, I would want everybody to have the same thing. But I'm telling you, it is something that only you have under control. So please be very consistent with your practices. Please do a lot of self-study. And this is what I like to say again and again and again, that please go back and read the chapter again on your own, because you will understand it so much better only when you are reading it for yourself. If you get stuck, watch the video again. See is there if there is an explanation that I can help myself with. First start, because understand that this is a self journey, and people around, including myself and people who are helping you out, it's not just me, it's so many of the others who are also helping out, whether it is Rachna or Anita, Babita, or anybody else who has been there earlier, like Dimple. All of y'all in your own way, y'all are trying to support everybody, but also understand this has to be done by you. So the more you are able to give yourself that time, you will be able to do it so much better. I'm saying this again and again and again because I know I want you to help yourself. There's no point in it's like you going for a diet or you're going for a nutrition class and you're going for maybe a weight loss class. Ultimately, you have to work on yourself in order to get the results. So if you are doing it and magic is happening, then give yourself the credit. That's what I'm so happy if things are happening. You are making them happen. And if things are yet not happening and you're not getting answers, start working on yourself first. Start to get going on that on yourself first. Yeah, Suraya. Yes. You need to unmute yourself. Yeah.
Yeah. Good morning.
Good morning.
Yeah. I just wanted to tell you that I think I've been trying to go to sleep for early, in the sense not going to sleep. I've been trying to go to sleep early for God knows how many years I've been trying, but always landing up sleeping at 11:30, 12, and I get up at 4:30 for my namaz. So after this journey, I've started this journey. I think from the past 3 days, I've been like going to bed by 10:30, which was what I wanted to, by 10:30, I want to be in bed. And that's beautiful. Thank you, thank you, thank you, one. And today I got up, and after I got up first, and then I wrote my blessings. And when I was reading my namaz, just the thought came to me saying that, I think I have to write these points that I'm thankful for the gift of the health, which is keeping me alive. And I'm thankful for, everything, all the money I've got throughout my life. And I said, wow, these are the things that they're just trying to tell us. You have to write it down every day. You have to revisit it, because this is exactly what we have to do for ourselves. But I don't think we acknowledge that at all. We just take things for granted. So I said, we must write that down. And I think that's when we're going to see it, we're going to say that to ourselves every day. So I must say, thank you, thank you, thank you.
Yeah, that's so true. That's so true. So happy to know that. Lovely. Yeah, Jyoti.
Good morning to everybody.
Good morning. Good morning. Just give me
just
1 second. Continue speaking. Yeah.
I just have 2 things to say. First, my gratitude always every day I put as my morning breath and waking up and seeing a new day, because you've gone through a lot of things, but today I wanted to vocalize and say a very big thank you to you, because gift of a gyan, which comes with no price tag to it, I truly know the value of it. And I want to bless you and thank you for that, because
Thank you.
I've done several courses. There's always something that comes, but 21 days of giving this precious, this Brahma Muhurta time almost for me, I feel like deeply, I don't know, there's no word I can put to it. I feel very, very indebted in the right sense. Not that certain things cannot be repaid.
Yeah.
No matter what we can say, okay, one day, but what you're giving in the morning, it's something which feels like a fresh air for me, and I want to thank you for that. Yes,
Thank
we may have that group where we give a commitment and all that, but 21 days of giving your time, you may be learning. I know there are lots of people who can say, okay, everybody is doing it, but I'm not looking at all of that. I'm only looking at what we are doing right here. It's a magical moment. I'm looking at the here and now, the present. So it's a very big, like, thank you, thank you, thank you, Godzillion time to you, and to everybody who's been a part in me being here. Because I think destiny knows when to bring whom where.
Absolutely.
And interestingly, few of you know me, but not many. It's such a lovely, I get goosebumps. I was sleeping with a smile. Neeta was chatting up with me, Babita. And I was thinking, oh, this Neeta is the lady who has the huge pillar behind her. It was so visual. And I said, oh, she's sitting with this nice little, open air. But when you can go to bed with that smile in your face, I think the morning automatic. I'm a 4 a.m. person. I do whatever I have to do. I do my forgiveness prayer, whatever. But I know at the end, during the day, we keep doing a lot of mistakes. So I have to keep constantly refilling my cup. So this is a very special thank you for you giving your time,
Thank
for you
you.
giving it free, and
Thank
giving
you.
it to us at a super discount. Maybe it's like the store is just being open. So what I'm saying is, in my humble opinion, and nothing
Yeah.
more, and to everybody who's making it, because I was talking to Dimple last morning, it sort of wakes up. I know, like Gauri, I know Dimple, I know Deepa, I know Rachna, I know too well. So, it's like sometimes we also want a little pat on our back. No matter what you do, you just know you're good. But there is this little thirst, and I think somewhere this entire group that it gives it to you, and I just feel grateful for that. I think my
Thank you.
biggest thing, which has like 100 points in one, is my gratitude for it, and thank you.
Thank you
Thank
so
you.
much. Thank you so much. It's my pleasure. And somewhere I know I am getting so much more. I'll be very honest and very selfish in saying that I am getting so much more, not in terms of a monetary gain, honestly, not from that perspective, but somewhere when I had made, or I had found my ikigai or my purpose, and I had said, I want to give back. I want to touch, say, 1,000 lives. I want to make a difference in the lives of 10,000 people or any of that. When I made those kind of statements, you really don't know how you're going to do it, right? But somewhere the clarity, and then the universe opens up the way and says, okay, now you are clear with your intentions. Here I give you an opportunity. Come on, get on there and get going, and somewhere make a difference to someone's life. And like we also call them as random acts of kindness. And they're so important. They're so important. What is a random act of kindness where you are just doing something to somebody or for somebody without expecting anything in return? It is absolutely pure random act of kindness where you are not expecting anything back in return. Nothing back in return. It could be something as small as a smile to a stranger on the road. And again, now I don't remember with which group I discussed this, but definitely I discussed this. I love smiling at strangers, especially when at Nilgiris or at a supermarket or at a vegetable store, or when you're just out. We're not so much out on the roads anymore. So, but I would love to do it on the airport. I would love to just sit there. I used to travel extensively, and that used to be my favorite pastime. I would just sit there and smile at people. And it's amazing how you see people's reactions, because I am a person in professionally into human behavior. So I would do it as my own social experiment. And I would say, how many people are smiling back? How many people are wondering I'm a fool? How many people are thinking, do I know her that she's smiling at me? Have I missed it? I would love doing it. Maybe I used to make people uneasy, but I know for sure for some people that could be the only time they smiled during the day. I know that as well, because sometimes we're going through so much in our lives that we forget to smile. And smile, I feel, is a bodily gesture or a facial expression which can uplift your mood in a second. In a second. You know, you cannot be in a grumpy mood but smile. There will be a shift. Like they say, it takes 14 muscles to smile and 74 muscles to frown. So why are we taxing 74 muscles, and why are we not just using 14 muscles, right? But I'm just telling you, try it out. Try out a random act of kindness where you don't know, but you are going to get back in so many more ways, through blessings, through through people talking about you, or telling people how they've had this little shift in their life, this major shift in their life, doesn't matter what. Yeah. And so try that out. So for me, honestly, even though it is 21 days, every day I look at it as my random act of kindness, and I say, this is my way of just doing something selflessly, without any strings attached, like I said, and that's why there was so much of a conflict within me and a debate within me. And finally, I'm just so glad I just heard myself out when I said I don't want to charge. And I know how much Rachna and I went over it again and again, but finally I said, no, I can't do it. I don't want to do it. There's something very pure about this whole morning, and I don't want to do anything which then somewhere puts me under an obligation that after all you're making money out of it, so you do it in a professional way, and you do your commitments in a professional way. I didn't want that to happen with this, so I'm so glad that it's appreciated and you like it, and I'm so happy about that. Thank you, Jyoti. Thank you.
Good morning, Ruchi.
Yes, good
This is
morning.
Neeta
Yeah.
here.
Yes, Nita. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm
Yes.
so glad that, like, from a long time, I want to introspect myself for the small little things like what I want actually in life or
Right.
what are my goals. But after doing this blessings and gratitude and or the magic rock, even the small things I'm able to understand, like, oh, acha, ye sab I have to add in my life. This is
Right.
what I was
Missing.
lacking in me.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I'm just having a shift in that.
Yeah.
But somewhere we expect a little. That
Yes.
expectations, it will go with the practice.
Time, and it's absolutely fine to expect. I'm not saying that we all become Buddha and Zen like after this. I'm also not Buddha, I'm also not Zen like. I had a little spat with my daughter last night because I was just irritated, and I told her, just stay away. And that's one thing I always tell people around me: if I'm in a nasty mood, I am telling you, I'm in a nasty snappy mood, stay away from me, don't come near me. I set it out like that. So having expectations is absolutely normal. And we, as long as we're going to live in a social setup, we will have that. But yes, how you deal with the expectations is what you will learn how to do better. You will learn how to focus on things that really matter. And it was something very small. I'm just giving you an example from my side. It was something very small where she had cooked something and she had gone and she had left the kitchen in a mess. And when I say a mess, it's actually an exaggeration. It's just that she had left the chopping board and the knife over there and she had not cleaned that up. But I was probably tired after an entire days of talking and all my classes and everything. And I came up and I snapped at her. And I told her, this is exactly the kind of stuff I don't like. So don't cook. If you cannot clean it back again behind you, don't cook. And then second, I told her, now just stay away from me. I'm in a lousy mood. So I made it very clear to her that now get away, because then it might just lead to saying things more than, required. And then I went back after 15, 20 minutes and I told her, I'm so sorry. It did not require this kind of a reaction. But you know that this is something that irritates me. When you have finished something, please clean up behind you. And I think she knows me too well now. So she also knows that, yeah, mama's coming from a space where she will first give me a little bit of her irritation, then she will tell me to stay off, and then she will come and apologize, and then she will explain. So I'm very sure she knows the whole process now by heart. So it doesn't even come as a surprise to her. But it is something that we get better at. That's all I can say. I can
It's
Yeah,
only say that you get better at it. Because honestly, अगर इतनी बार करने के बाद या इतनी बार magic पढ़ने के बाद, like Rachna pointed out to me that it's already my fifth time now. I didn't realize that it is my fifth time. I said 5 बार करने के बाद में भी if I'm not able to, get myself, no, it's not possible, because we are going to be human, but definitely we get better. That's all I can say.
yeah, the same thing happens with me. Even when I start writing, I say my kids,
Yeah.
please give me 5 minutes. I just need 5 minutes. Then the younger one comes, Mama, Mama, Mama. I said, I just need 5 minutes. I'm not going to take more than that. But
Yes.
that 5 minutes also we are not given.
Yeah.
So okay, then I shoot myself, okay, I'll just first play with the kids. And even my kids know, Mama will shout first, and then the next moment she'll hug me.
We'll be
And
happy.
they just love that reaction. Mama, how is that possible? 1 minute you laugh, 1 minute you get angry, the other minute you again the same thing.
Hmm.
So they are saying that is a nice circle actually.
Hmm.
And the other day, I want to just share one thing. The other day, Rachna told about that homemaker.
Hmm.
Just when I was introspecting, I remember after my college days, I used to be at home and learning from my mom all the home things. So
Hmm.
people used to ask me, "What are you learning nowadays?"
Hmm.
I said, first I used to say nothing. The
Hmm.
frown face, what nothing? You're just sitting idly at home. I
Hmm.
said, what's that? You're learning so much at home. Then I thought, okay, I'll just use another word. Again, someone asked, what are you doing? I said, I'm doing home management. Oh, wow, what a nice course. Where are you learning? I said, the same person asked me yesterday, and I just shifted my word, and they are reacting in such a way.
Yes.
They're like, what are you learning? I said, I'm learning how to behave at home, how to manage things, how to cook. And like, where are you learning? How is the fees? I said, no fees. My mom, she's very professional. She's making me learn how to do it.
Ah,
So the whole reaction is just in that one word, and we feel so much confidence. So it was glad remembering all those days again. Thank you, thank you.
lovely.
Ruchi,
Thank you. Yes.
uh, on that note that you were talking about your daughter and
Hmm.
getting upset and telling
Hmm.
her that give me some time, I
Hmm.
don't want you to come,
Hmm.
I don't
Rachna, is
understand.
your camera off? Have you switched it off?
Oh, sorry,
Yeah. Okay.
sorry, yeah.
Yeah.
Is it okay?
Yeah.
Huh.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
it is easier to go to your daughter because she's right there. We have built such a different emotional bridge with our children. But every relationship has a different equation, right? If the
Absolutely.
same thing had happened to you with your mother in law,
Yeah.
or, well, husband is again also on a
Little better.
closer, yeah.
Yes.
So, what would your reaction be? I mean, what
So
would
I'll
you.
I'll tell you one thing, Rachna. Now my family knows me very well, and my facial expressions are very clear. So if I am in a bad mood, the first thing I do is I shut up. I don't say anything back. And the minute she sees that look on my face and that she knows I'm not smiling or I'm not responding back in the way I would otherwise do, they themselves take a back seat, or they themselves know that we will only ask her if it is something very important. Okay. And so I make it a point to be very quiet. That is one thing that has really helped me, because I know at that time you may just indulge in verbal diarrhea and it may come out from somewhere else onto somewhere else. And that is not controlling your emotion, but it is managing your emotion, right? So what happens is that I know what my mother-in-law is asking me at this moment does not require for me to have an explosive reaction. But that explosive reaction is quite possible because that anger is seething inside me due to something else, right? But because I was not able to channelize it and talk it out with the person who has created it, and sometimes, it is not about some topic or any of that. Sometimes it is just fatigue. I have come to realize that sometimes it is just fatigue. You are tired at the end of the day, and you want some, at least for me, it's very important that I need my me time. I need that little time where I can refill my cup, or I can just give my own self a little attention. It's like when I'm giving a lot of attention to a lot of people all through the day, my own self or my own little Ruchi is now crying out to me and saying, you know what? I want your attention now. And at that moment, if I am asked something or whatever, I'm just giving a reason from yesterday, at that moment, I make it a point to be very quiet. And it is very clear. Like on my daughter, I could snap back. But on my mother in law, I wouldn't do that. I wouldn't turn around and tell her anything that probably I don't like about the way she works in the kitchen or whatever. Okay. And I wouldn't tell her that back. I would quietly do whatever I have to do, but I would not speak. And if she would ask me a question, I think my tone would convey that I am not in the best of frame. So you've asked me a question, here's the answer.
I understand, Ruchi, that obviously with our children we will react vocally, and with our elders we would.
Yes, yes.
But what I'm saying is that you went back to your daughter to say, I'm
Yes.
sorry, I shouldn't have
Yeah.
reacted that
Yeah.
way. And she would have said, Ma, you're always doing that or not doing whatever, or she would have given you a
Absolutely.
hug or whatever. But what I'm trying to say is, you would have given a look. But we are guilty of that look as well, right? Because it is defiant. It is saying that, keep off, and
Anyway,
I've had enough.
yes.
So how do you deal with post that the storm?
So honestly, if I have not really hurt her or anyone, thank you, Anjali's. Yeah, sharing that, react or respond. Absolutely. Yeah. So I would definitely, I would not go back and really apologize for that. I'm being very honest about it, because as long as I have not verbalized and hurt her, okay, as long as I have not verbalized and hurt her, and if I have been able to give her an answer that she wanted without bringing in extra masala. What is that extra masala? She asked me something like, pani kahan rakha hai? And I say, pani yahan rakha hai. Or, okay, where's the water kept? And I would just say, water's kept on the table. The extra masala to would that be, every time the water's kept on the table, what is there to ask? The water's on the table. That is extra masala. Now, if I add that extra masala, I have every business to go and apologize. But if I can, at that moment, when she asks me a direct question and I'm able to give her a direct answer without any masala, then I'm fine about it. Because for me, that itself is a big way of managing my emotion. So for that, I would not be apologetic. But yes, if I have added that extra masala to it, and if I have given something more than what was required, and many a times the more than that was required is what actually hurts people, which is what is actually not needed. You can really trim your words and you can really trim your sentences to saying, if you have a choice between being honest and being kind, choose to be kind. And at that time, you would say, I mean, honesty is that water's always kept on the table. What is there to ask me? That is probably my honest reaction. But how do I make it kind? At that moment, I'm angry. Okay, so I can't make it kind by adding more flour or sugar to it, or
So
honey.
you can be.
But at least what I can do is keeping my communication very direct. So I said, water is kept on the table, no strings attached, neither something good nor something bad. So even if you can come to that neutral space, that is fine.
That is because probably sometimes you're able to do it. You know,
Yeah,
it's not always that you're in a space where you are kind. It is
yeah,
always, sometimes you can, but when, that's what I said. A storm is when you've made a mistake because you
yes,
were pushed into it. You know, it is
yes,
not as if you want to jump into the mistake.
yeah,
When the storm is, it is only most difficult at that time to go back and say sorry, because
yes,
you know that you were pushed into it,
yes,
but that it does buy you peace. But what I'm trying to say, that is the most courageous thing to be able to do, is
yes,
when you know that you were, but they were elders, and you need to bring Zen mode in the household. That is what I'm asking you, is when, what is the mindset that is required, and a lot of strength required to say that's
sorry.
sorry.
Yes, yes. So then I have gone back and I have told her sorry a number of times when I have been nasty, when I have overreacted, like I said, when there were frills attached to it.
Yeah,
And yes, you have to, because, you know, forgiveness in itself is extremely difficult as a subject. So with all my learnings and with all I'm just trying to make myself as humble as possible over here, as modest as possible here, but I have been on this journey now for past 15-18 years. So there have been a lot of learnings I have picked up, right from whether it has been NLP psychotherapy, NLP emotional intelligence, pranic healing, and loads and loads and loads of stuff that I have picked up. But I can tell you one thing, I can now narrow it down to three things. That if you get these three things right, and I'm just giving you a shortcut now because I have gone through the experiences, and I can say if you can get these three things right, you're pretty sorted. Get your gratitude in place, get your forgiveness in place. Forgiving yourself, forgiving people around you, forgiving situations. So, in fact, all the forgiveness exercises that come in the book also, please take them up very, very seriously, because they are giving you an opportunity to learn forgiveness, which otherwise you have to go outside and learn it separately. Okay, so forgiveness is the second thing. And the third thing is watching your breath, becoming very mindful about your breathing all the time. And by breathing, I mean how you come into the now, here, and now, all the time. So I feel I have narrowed it down that if I can master these three things, if I can master gratitude, if I can master forgiveness, and if I can master my breath and become very mindful about it, I'm sorted. You know, so it
thank
comes
you,
with
Ruchi.
that.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
That was
Thank you,
very
Rashmika.
profound. Very,
Thank
very
you.
profound.
Thank you so much. Yeah, Sandhya, is it okay if you talk after we do the reading? Because I
Yeah,
realize
yeah.
it's 12 and
Okay,
we can.
okay, Ruchi. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
Mm.
thank you so much. Yeah, Darshika, are you ready?
Yes.
Yes.
Am I audible? Am I clear?
Yes, yes, you're audible. I'm just going to share the book, and then you can read from there. Just give me 1 second. Yeah,
1 second.
yeah.
Uh, Magic dust, everyone.
Yeah, just a little word here that everybody please keep yourselves on mute, because otherwise, what happens is we're on speaker view and we'll keep shifting. Okay, so that can get a little distracting. So just check one more time if everybody is on mute. Yeah, day 10, magic dust, everyone. Yes. Medha, and I'm so sorry, I'll have to call out your names because otherwise you don't realize sometimes your devices are not on mute. Medha, can you please put yourself on mute? Yeah, thank you. Yes. Yeah, Darshika, you can start.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
No duty is more urgent than that of returning thanks. Saint Ambrose, AD 340 to 397, theologian and Catholic bishop. Ancient spiritual teachings say that we give to another person with a full heart returns to us a hundredfold. So, being grateful and saying thank you to another person for anything you receive from them is not only urgent, it's vital to improving your life.
Yeah, okay. So just 1 second. There's an important word you missed out here. Ancient spiritual teachings say that what we give to another person with a full heart returns to us a hundredfold. So if you are giving love, you're going to get back hundredfold love. You're going to get, if you're going to give irritation, anger, all these emotions which are negative, you're going to get only that back in return. So what we give to another person with our hearts, with our full heart, is what returns to us a hundredfold. So being grateful and saying thank you to another person for anything you receive from them is not only urgent, it is vital to improving your life. It is very, very important for you to be able to improve your life. Okay. Gratitude is a powerful energy. Yes.
Gratitude is a powerful energy, and so whomever you direct gratitude's energy toward, that's where it goes. If you think of gratitude's energy looking like sparkling magic dust, then when you express gratitude to another person in return for something you have received from them, you are literally sprinkling them with that magic dust. The powerful positive energy in magic dust reaches and affects whomever you sprinkle it on. Most of us make contact with many people every day, whether on the phone, through email, or face to face at work, in stores, restaurants, elevators, buses, or trains. And in many cases, the people we make contact with deserve our gratitude because we are receiving something from them. Think about the people you encounter on a typical day who provide you with some kind of service, like those working in stores or restaurants, bus or cab drivers, customer service people, cleaners, or the staff at your work. The people who work in service are giving themselves to serve you, and you are receiving their service. If you don't say thank you in return for their service, then you are not being grateful and you're stopping the good from coming into your life.
Yeah, okay. So thank you, Darshika. I really had no idea that today's chapter was magic dust, but this is exactly what I was speaking earlier about smiling at people. Okay, and especially doing it in a public space. Not that we are going to too many public spaces anymore, but whenever you do that, trust me, by saying a thank you to that lady behind the counter who is billing you, or saying a thank you to the person who's probably helping you get something from a shelf. Maybe you're looking for something in the supermarket and you are unable to find it, and you ask somebody, can you tell me where this particular thing is kept? And they help you and they tell you, of course, they are doing their job. But by just saying a thank you to them, you will make such a big difference to them at that moment, because trust me, this is something which gets infectious. It is very, very infectious. And I remember last time we were doing this magic book reading, and my sister had mentioned it's like that Jadoo Ki Jhappi that Sanjay Dutt starts in that movie Munna Bhai MBBS, and how he starts by hugging that person, that old grumpy man, and he's so annoyed that he's just cleaned the floor and somebody has just walked back on it and he has to clean it all over again, and how Sanjay Dutt is observing him from a distance and for no reason goes and gives him a hug and says, I just want to say thank you so much. You've been keeping this place so clean and whatever, whatever. But that hug meant so much to that guy, and how he just kept spreading his cheer. So this is exactly the same thing. If you smile, you will make four more people smile. Those four more people will make another 16 more people smile. And beyond that, my math is not going to support me. So I'm just going to leave it at that. But you get the idea that it becomes more like a domino effect. One thing leads to another. And the same way, our anger can ripple. Probably our anger ripples faster than our joy does, because the minute you are angry with someone, like your boss is angry with you, you come back home, you get angry with your wife gets angry with your children get angry either with each other or with their friends or with their gadget. So the anger just keeps moving on and on. Same way, we have a choice to make a shift and say, I am going to smile, or I am going to spread this joy. And that's exactly what this is about. And what I was just telling about, just having these random acts of kindness where there is no reason why you are doing it. But trust me, when you do it, you are the one who feels so much more happier than even what the person has felt. So the random act of kindness is actually a very selfish act for yourself, because the minute you have done something for somebody else, you are bound to feel so much better. It could be something as simple as picking up the phone and calling up a long lost friend and just hearing the other person out. Trust me, maybe you picked up the phone and you were in a bad mood, but just listening to her speak, you will come into such a good mood at that moment. So, your random act of kindness actually will help you get so much more joy and happiness. Okay, so now think about all these people that are there in your life and whom you interact with on a day to day basis, starting with your own people in the house, your maybe say your elders in the house, your children, or your spouse, or your siblings, or your friends, whoever there are, moving on to your helps, your house helps, then moving on to other people that you interact with, probably at the supermarket or wherever. And she'll keep opening it out for us bit by, but being very conscious today and consciously saying thank you to all these people who are around us by a very nice exercise. And I think one exercise which became, or which is a favorite of all of us, which is called sprinkling the magic dust. Okay. Yeah. Now think about the maintenance workers.
Think about the maintenance workers who keep our transport systems working safely and those who maintain the service of utilities such as electricity, gas, water, and our roads. Think about the cleaners of the world who clean our streets, public bathrooms, trains, buses, airplanes, hospitals, restaurants, supermarkets, and office buildings. You can't personally say thank you to all of them, but you can sprinkle them with magic dust by saying thank you next time you pass one of them. And you can be grateful next time you sit at your clean desk or walk on a clean sidewalk or across a polished floor. When you are at a cafe or restaurant, sprinkle magic dust by saying thank you to each person as they serve you, whether cleaning the table, giving you the menu, receiving your order, filling your glass with water, serving the meal you ordered, clearing the table, giving you the bill, or giving your change. Remember to say thank you every single time. If you are in a store or supermarket, check out Sprinkle Magic Dust and say thank you to the person who serves you or packs your groceries.
Okay,
If you
so
are
again, coming back to human behavior, okay, and I know we're not going to restaurants right now, we're not doing any of these public spaces, so I can't get you to experiment on it, but I'm sure you can definitely recall that the same waiter will be serving two different tables in two different moods. Now, the waiter is the same. It's just the kind of response that the people at the table are giving him, which will either make him serve with a lot of speed and lot of fun and lot of going that extra mile, and the same waiter will be very hesitant to go to another table. And why does that happen? It doesn't happen because of the waiter, it happens because of the people sitting on that table. And like I said, since I'm in the field of human behavior, I love doing these observations. And when I would sit at restaurants, I would just observe people. And one way they say is to know the character of a man is to know the way he places an order in a restaurant. Now, what do you mean by that? Is he courteous to the person that is coming and taking the order, or is he somebody who is rude, who is not talking in a polite way to the person who's either cleaning the table, or who's taking the order, or who's serving the food? That shows a lot about the kind of person he is. Because if someone does not know how to treat people below him from an economic point of view, in no other point of view, from an economic stature point of view, if they don't know how to treat people below them well, they are in some way giving away a large part of their personality, because that this is not a person who's very respectful. He will only be probably respectful to people who are higher up than him in the economic ladder. And these are not people that you would really want to be associated with beyond a point. So, really watch people around you, see how they interact, and it's not your job to go around changing them. Trust me, it is only for you to observe and say, what should I be doing right? And it is only for you to apply on yourself. Please don't try out and say, see how nicely that man on that table was ordering. Don't tell your husband or your father or your brother or whoever's on the table or whoever's placing an order for that matter. Why should it be a very male thing? Whoever's placing that order, please don't draw comparisons with your children also and say, see how nicely he spoke over there. See how nicely this one is doing. Don't do that. Just bring it on to yourself. First, work on it on yourself. Can I check the way I talk to people who are, working for me? It starts with that. So just be in check with just yourself. Don't worry about other people. Just worry or just work on yourself at the moment. Okay. If you're traveling by plane,
Yeah.
yeah,
If you're traveling by plane, sprinkle magic dust by saying thank you to the checking people, the people in the security, the person who checks your ticket as you board, and the cabin crew who greet you as you enter the plane. During the flight, say thank you to the cabin crew every time they perform a service for you. Serving drinks and food or removing your plate or trash is a service. The airplane thanks you for flying with them. The captain thanks you and the crew thank you. So do the same and thank them as you leave the plane. And every time you say take off and land at your destination, say thank you because the fact that you can fly is an absolute miracle.
yeah.
Be
So
great.
then, it is all about becoming very, very aware. And you will again notice that there are some people who are extremely grumpy, who give those air hostesses a very hard time by constantly asking for things, by constantly saying, this is not okay, that is not okay, this seat is not moving back, why am I sitting here? Can you move this? This person's taking too much of the armrest. There are some people who will be extremely grumpy. So maybe those people are already getting a hard time. Can we just make their lives a little better by giving them a smile, by saying thank you so much, I had a very pleasant smile, a pleasant flight? Just these small words that you say to them, maybe those are the best things that they have heard all through the day. Okay. And I'm not saying flights that the air hostesses start recognizing you and they'll welcome you, but definitely to your favorite restaurants that you have probably been going. We all have our regular joint for at least our idlis and our chai, or our coffee. That is a very regular spot that we go to. We don't really change that. So maybe the faces of the waiters over there and greet them politely, talk to them about them, ask them something about their family. Trust me, the next time you go back to the same place, whether it is in their control to give you a place quickly or not, but your service will be super speed. And that only comes because you have been grateful to them, or you have been polite and kind to them. Okay, this is only about kindness. Yeah, be grateful to those people. Yeah.
Be grateful to those people who assist you in your work, whether they are clerical staff, receptionists, canteen staff, cleaners, customer service people, or any of your work colleagues. Magic does them all with thank you. All of them are doing you a service and they deserve your continued gratitude in return. Store assistants, waiters, and waitresses work very hard to serve people. They have chosen a job to serve other people, and serving the public means encountering all kinds of people in varying moods, including those who are ungrateful. Next time you are being served by another person, remember that the person who is serving you is a precious daughter or son to parents, an irreplaceable brother or sister to siblings, a mother or father to a family and children, and a loved and adored partner or friend, and they deserve your kindness and patience.
Yeah.
At times,
So just want to share something. The other day, I was seeing a video of Sudha Murthy, and she was talking about how to teach the value of money to your kids. and it was sent by a very dear friend of mine. And although the topic was more about how do you get your children to have the value of money, it went on to talking about how her son asked her about equality, and she said, yeah, we practice equality. He said, no, we don't practice equality. If the cook does not come and sit down on the same table that we eat, why don't they use the same space to eat? So Sudhamurti said that, yeah, I understand that it is our culture and we have not really broken these norms, but I think it is a great way. And she then asked, because what you want to talk to your children about, you need to be able to practice it yourself first. So here you are talking about how everybody is equal and people who are blessed with more should be sharing their resources with people who don't have enough and all of that. When you are preaching all these right things and your child turns around and says that if you and me are the same as, say, whoever this person is working in our house, then why doesn't he sit with us on the table and eat? And that was something that Sudhamurti said that it really struck a chord with me. And I invited all the house help and I told them, please come and sit and eat on the same dining table that we are eating on. And if you are not comfortable eating at the same time as us, because of course you're doing different chores, after we have finished, please use the dining table. It is here so that everyone can use it to sit and eat. And she said that later the staff came back and said, we feel much more comfortable if we are sitting in the kitchen and we're sitting together and we're sitting down and eating our meals there. Is it okay if we don't use the dining table? But thank you so much, nevertheless, that you offered and you asked us to act as equals. I think that is very, very, very profound. And I don't know, including myself, whether I can start a system like this in my own house. But it is food for thought. It is food for thinking that how do I treat the people around me, even if I can't offer the same table to them to come and sit down and eat. If I can just have some kind words with them, if I can just inquire about their health, their family's health, what is happening in their villages, if they are live-in servants with us, then if we can just be very kind to them, I think we are getting one step closer to treating them as equals. But I really wanted to share this because it was quite a touching thing about how her son turned around and told her, then why are we not offering the same table to the people to eat food in our homes? And children can really ask us these questions, which can really shake our own mindset. Because Sudhamurti could have said, yeah, because that's the way it always happens. That's the culture. This is the way things have always been. She could have brushed it aside by saying that, which a lot of times we do with our children when we don't want to get into an explanation. And also when it challenges our own belief system and it challenges what we have just preached and what we are asking them to practice, we get into this thing of saying, हाँ बट हमारे यहाँ तो ऐसे ही होता है हमेशा से, व्हाट्स द न्यू थिंग ओवर हियर, ऐसा कुछ नहीं होता है, दिस इज ऑल, ये सब किताबी बातें हैं, ये सब इट ऑल लुक्स वेरी गुड ऑन बुक्स but this is not very practical. We brush them aside. But being there with them and acknowledging and telling, yes, what you brought out is a very relevant point, but I wish I could change this. I'm going to think about it and genuinely give it a try. If it is in your hands, if it is in your control, give it a hand, at least offer it to them, and then you will see how good they feel about themselves. So today it is all about spreading that magic dust to people around us. Okay, at times you may encounter.
At times, you may encounter a person in service who behaves rudely toward you or doesn't give you the attention you think you deserve. It may be more challenging to be grateful in these situations, but your gratitude cannot be dependent on another person's behavior. Choose to be grateful no matter what. Choose magic in your life no matter what. It might help you to remember that you don't know what difficulty someone might be going through at the time you connect with him or her. They may be feeling unwell. Sorry, I can't read the next one.
Yeah, they may
They
have.
may have lost a loved one. Their marriage might have just ended, or they may be in desperation and at a tipping point in their life. Your gratitude and kindness might be the most magical thing that happens to them that day. Be kind, for everyone you meet is fighting a hard battle. Philo of Alexandria, circa 20 BC, AD 50 philosopher.
Okay,
If you think,
thank you. This is very, very, very deep. Please understand this. Be kind, for everyone you meet is fighting a hard battle. You have no idea what their backstory is, and it is only when sometimes in a fit of anger, they may turn around and they may tell you, but you know what? I just lost my dad a week ago. Okay. And you really don't know what is going on in their life, and you are being so hard. So, no matter what, if you can choose between being honest and being kind, it says very, very clearly, be kind. And your honesty then can be given to them, packaged to them, and given to them in a much better way. So be very careful, very mindful. You have no idea what they are going through when they are talking to you. And of course, they also have no idea what you are going through. Maybe you've had the worst fight ever with your spouse. Maybe you've just received some bad news regarding your business. Maybe there is something that was doing very well, but there is some report that has now come in and it says that things are not going to be okay. So you have no idea about the backstory of people's lives. So if you can just be mindful and say, if I cannot be very positive, at least let me be neutral. And it just, how beautifully it ties up with what Rachna asked me today in the morning about how do you do it, or what should be done or something. I would say, if your car is in reverse gear and you are going backwards, in by the reason I'm saying reverse is I'm saying you're in a negative space, please bring it to neutral. Doesn't matter whether you can push or charge ahead with first gear, second gear, third gear, fourth gear. That's a later thing. But from reverse, you have to come to neutral and then you move ahead. So even if you're not able to do the moving ahead with a person because you yourself have been in reverse gear at that time, at least come to a neutral before you say something back to anyone around you. And that is definitely in our control. It is definitely in our control. We can do it with something as simple as drinking a glass of water, or taking 5 deep breaths, or just taking 2 walks around the block, or just climbing the stairs. By just making a small movement in your body, you can make a shift in the intensity of anger that you are feeling at that moment. I'm not saying your anger will go away. I'm just saying the intensity of your anger will come down. Like how we say now, when we see two people fighting on the road, people are trying to pull them away, and somebody or the other will definitely say, isko pani pilao, isko thoda shant karo, thoda sa isko pani pilao. Water has that amazing ability to immediately calm you down. So when you know your intensity is very high and you don't want that intensity to travel to other people, please calm yourself down. Or the way I do it, I vocalize my anger. And by vocalizing my anger, I tell the people around me, I'm in a snappy mood, I'm in an angry mood, stay away from me. Even saying that will bring down your anger on a scale of 1 to 10. If 10 is where it is highest, it will definitely come down to an 8. Then drinking water will probably bring it down to a 6. Then probably moving around or getting yourself out of the situation will bring it down to a 4. So gradually the intensity of the anger will come down, so that instead of reacting in a situation, you will know how to respond. And that is what is very, very important. It is not about controlling your anger, it is about managing your anger in a judicious way. Because why is so much of anger coming here? Because you don't know what other people are going through, and sometimes when you see them in a grumpy mood, you also get into a grumpy mood and you also snap back at them, right? And that is where I'm saying, be mindful that you have no idea what their backstory is or what they are going through. Yeah. If you thank
if you
someone,
thank someone on the phone for his or her help, don't throw away your thank you. Instead, give the reason why you are grateful. For example, thank you for your help. Thank you for going out of your way for me. Thank you for giving me so much of your time. Thank you for resolving the situation for me. I'm very grateful to you. You will be amazed at the response from the other person when you do this one simple thing, because they will feel your sincerity. When you say thank you to someone in person, look at his or her face. They will not feel your gratitude or receive your magic dust unless you look directly at them. You have wasted an opportunity to help that person and to change your life if you say thank you to the air, or say thank you as you are looking down, or thank you while you are on your cell phone, because you are not really sincere when you do that.
Okay,
A
and
couple
once that this seems simple, I can tell you this is very uncomfortable, especially for people around us. Especially, it took me a lot of courage to go up to my mother in law and look her in the eye and say, I'm so glad, I'm so thankful that you take care of the kitchen and the house and everything around when I'm not around. And it takes a lot of guts to do that. So it looks simple, but trust me, it is not easy, especially for people whom we take for granted. So if you can, take that opportunity today, look them in the eye, and say a thank you to them. Okay. A couple of years
a
ago,
couple a couple of years ago, I was in a store buying a gift for my sister. The store assistant who served me listened to what I was looking for and then went on a search for the perfect gift as though it was for her sister. As the store assistant handed me the bag containing the perfect, beautifully wrapped gift, I received a call on my cell phone. I was finishing the call when I reached the front entrance of the store, and suddenly an unsettled feeling swept over me. I immediately returned to the store assistant who had helped me, and I not only thanked her, but I told her all the reasons why I was grateful to her and how much I appreciated everything she did for me. I showered her with gratitude's magic dust. Her eyes filled with tears, and the biggest smile you have ever seen swept across her face.
yeah, so then being very mindful about the why. Okay, so don't just give your general thank yous. Don't just say things like, I'm so thankful that you are there in my life. These are all, they're important. Sometimes you do that even without a reason, and there's no harm in doing that. But be very specific. What are you thankful for at that moment? Okay, so say thank you so much that you helped me with this. Get very specific then and there, and the minute you start practicing this, you will become more and more grateful to people around you. And this is about looking them in their face today and saying a thank you to them verbally. Okay, so get very clear about why you are thanking them. It could be something very simple like, okay, like for example, now when I go up, I know my glass of kadha will be ready, so saying a thank you that you made the kadha for me and you kept it over there is just one way of starting it out. So saying what you are thankful for or why are you thankful is very important, because the minute you say why, they know you are genuine, they know you are sincere, they know that you are feeling it from the bottom of your heart. Okay, every action always, yeah.
Every action always has an equal reaction. If you really mean it when you say thank you, the other person will feel it, and you will not only have made another person feel really good, but your gratitude will fill you with an indescribable happiness. That day, I walked out of the store indescribably happy. I don't use magic dust only for the people who serve. I use gratitude's magic dust in all kinds of situations. When I say goodbye to my daughter before she drives to her home, I feel gratitude for her having arrived home safely, and I wave my fingers in the air and imagine sprinkling magic dust over her and her car. Sometimes I sprinkle magic dust on my computer before I begin a new project, or sprinkle dust ahead of me before I walk into a store to look for something in particular that I need. My daughter uses magic dust when she's driving, and if she sees another driver who seems to be stressed and is speeding, she sprinkles magic dust over them to help make them feel better and keep them safe.
Yeah, how nice is that, when you're driving and people who have road rage and who are very angry as drivers, and here you go past them and you smile at them and you sprinkle some magic dust. They have no idea what you have done, but you have just, in a way, sent a lot of positive energy or positive vibe towards them. Okay, yeah. Today,
Today, take gratitude's magic dust with you and the people who work in service, and look for every opportunity you can to sprinkle magic
dust,
uh,
yeah.
dust on everyone by saying thank you. Thank at least 10 people who perform different services you benefit from today. It doesn't matter if you don't get the opportunity to do it to do it in person, you can mentally acknowledge the people whose services you benefit from. The magic dust will still reach them. As an example, mentally say to yourself, I am really grateful to the cleaners who work through the early hours of the morning, making sure that the streets are cleaned of trash every day. I have never really thought about how grateful I am for that service, which is done like clockwork every day. Thank you. Make sure you keep count of the people in service you are grateful for so that you know when you have thanked 10 different people for the services and sprinkle magic dust on them all. If you imagine the sparkling magic dust falling over people when you thank them, you have a picture of what really happens in the invisible with the power of gratitude. With this picture in your mind, it will help you to believe and know that the magic dust of gratitude really does reach people and that it will be available to them to improve their lives. And every time you sprinkle magic dust over another person, it also returns to you in your own life.
Yeah. So now, how do you do this? You're going to imagine that you are sparkling magic dust. You imagine that they are there in front of you or they are wherever they are. And there is this little sparkles. You know how you have those, when you have those fulgeries during Diwali time and you have those sparklers and the kind of cheer that comes out of it or that kind of light that comes out of it, that's the magic dust. Okay. And now imagine that you, with your power of your mind, are sprinkling all that magic dust over them. And the minute you are doing that, you are sending a lot of your love, a lot of your gratitude, a lot of your positivity onto them. And what really happens is that you are showering them with this magic dust. So you have to imagine that person over there, even if it is a person whose name you don't know. Like, for example, if I have to say, I'm so grateful for the guy who came and did my geo connection in one day, and I now have internet supply all the time. Now, if I have to sit down and imagine, the face is not important, but the thought that I am sending it to that person is what is more than important. So, with this picture in your mind, it will help you to believe and know that the magic dust of gratitude does reach people. You won't know it, but probably that person will give you a call, or that person will cross by, or there'll be some way in which they may connect with you, and they may say, madam, I was just checking if your internet connection is working well. And you might just get some kind of a response back from there. I'm not saying you will, you might. Okay, it all depends. You might get that response back from that person. And then when you do this magic dust on other people, all that you give, you are bound to receive. And it comes back to that Newton's law, which says whatever you give, it's going to be an opposite reaction. You will receive in return. So how much ever you are spreading that magic dust, all that magic dust is coming back onto you. And every time you sprinkle magic dust over another person, it also returns to you in your own life. Okay, if you're at home today, yes.
If you are at home today, then sit down with a pen and journal or on your computer and go back in your mind recalling instances where people in service went out of their way for you. It may have been someone on the phone, or it may have been a tradesperson who was determined to resolve a problem for you. Maybe you have received a great service from your mail person, the trash collectors or recycling companies, or local store assistants. Make a written list of 10 instances where people in service helped you and send magic dust by saying thank you to every one of them.
Yeah,
Magic
so
remind.
today, yeah, okay. Today, what you have to do is think of at least 10 instances or three instances. I'm not sure how many she's going to ask us to do, but think of these people. It could be a banker, it could be, like I said, somebody from the internet, from either CherryNet, Airtel, Geo, whoever these people were who came and helped you out. Maybe it was your AC mechanic, maybe it was your gardener, maybe somebody who has helped you in the past and who has helped, or maybe the person who supplies you with medicines. Whoever this person was, send out a thank you to them and say, thank you so much, you helped me in the past, you helped me get this particular thing fixed for myself. say your thank you out for that. Okay, so today's practice is about that. Magic reminder, Darshika, I'm just reading this out. Read
Yes.
through tomorrow's practice today, because the practice for day 11 begins when you first wake up. So if you have the time today, I will share the PDF again. A lot of you all have joined after the PDF was shared, so I'm not sure whether you have access to it, but I will share it again today. Please try and read this chapter on your own, but we will be reading it tomorrow, and there's no harm when we read it tomorrow. We will still start our day. Once we have finished reading it, we can still go back to practicing whatever is said here. But if you can read it, like I said, this is your journey. Invest that time in yourself and go a little extra mile and do more than what you're being asked to do every day. So read up that chapter on day 11, because then you will know exactly how to start your day. You will know about it even before we discuss it tomorrow. Okay, yeah. Dashika, can you just read this for us?
Yeah,
Magic.
yeah, sure.
Yeah.
Magic practice number 10. Magic dust everyone. Number 1, count your blessings. Make a list of 10 blessings. Write why you are grateful. Reread your list, and at the end of each blessing, say thank you, thank you, thank you, and feel as grateful for that blessing as you can. 2. Today, sprinkle magic dust on 10 people who perform services you benefit from by thanking them directly or otherwise by mentally acknowledging and thanking them. Feel grateful to them for the service they perform. 3. Just before you go to sleep tonight, hold your magic rock in one hand and say the magic words, thank you for the best thing that happened during the day. 4. Read through tomorrow's practice today, because the practice day for 11 begins when you first wake up.
Yeah. Thank you so much, Dashika, for reading
Thank
that
you
for
so
us.
much, Ms. Ruchi.
Yes, thank you.
My
So
pleasure.
count your blessings. You start out by doing that, which is to count your blessings, your list of 10 things that you're grateful for. You start by writing that. And at the end of every blessing, don't forget to say thank you, thank you, thank you, because that's where the feeling comes in. Today, sprinkle magic dust on 10 people who perform services you benefit from. So, right from say your internet guy to the banker to maybe the people who come and work for you in your home, or your driver, or whoever these people are. Put 10 people in your mind and sprinkle them, or mentally acknowledge them. If you can call them up and say thank you very much. If you can't do that, then mentally acknowledge yourself, saying a thank you to them for all that they have been helping you out with. Just before you go to sleep tonight, hold your magic rock in one hand and say the magic words, thank you for the best thing that happened during the day. And read through tomorrow's practice today, because the practice for day 11 begins when you first wake up. Prerna, I hope that answers your question. It's chapter 11 that we want you to read. And of course, Magic Dust, go back and read it so you understand it for your own benefit. Definitely, you can do that on your own. But the chapter that is to be read is the chapter on a magical morning. Okay, so that's what it is, and it's about magic dust. And trust me, this becomes a very important part of your language. You will start talking and saying this so often. When you say, when you ask, when you're in an irritated mood, you may say, can someone please sprinkle some magic dust on me? Or you may say that you look a little unhappy, I think I should sprinkle you with some magic dust. It becomes a very, very, very important part of your language. Okay, so understand this chapter and remember that you have it in you as a power to spread that kindness, to spread that positivity, to just spread that smile. So start out your day by spreading that smile and saying thank you if the people are there in
Hi.
front of you. Yeah, Radhika, hi, 1 second. Yeah. You start out by spreading that cheer, start out by spreading that happiness by just your smile. Okay, and that's how you magic dust. Any significance to number 10? I'm not sure who's sharing their the screen. So if you can, yeah. So Kani is showing us how the magic dust looks. So thank you so much for that, Kani. That's how you can visualize the magic dust actually. So why the number 10? Yeah, just 1 second. Let me just answer this. Why the number 10? Because the number 10, I feel, is more about getting you to practice it more and more and more. And it's not about whether it is 2 or 3. 3 has a different significance, and I'm not sure whether we've missed that reading because it should have come in by now. It didn't come in so late in the book. So maybe I'll just tell you a little bit about number 3, and number 10 is, I think, just for practice, just so that you do it more and more, and it becomes, honestly, if it was left to me, I would even say 21, because when you do it 21 times, you're making it so much more stronger. But she's just asking you for 10 over here. The magic number 3, and why everything 3, is because they believe everything in the universe is a creation of 3. There is a man and a woman, and that creates a child. So it is a triangle of 3 things. Even when we look at our Hindu mythology, we talk about Brahma, Vishnu, Mahesh. So there are 3 things that come together. And from a scientific perspective, when we had seen this video, which was shared by Sashant in the first batch that we had done, it is about our short-term memory. When we want to move things from our short-term memory into a long-term memory, you need to do it. You need to have the number 3 with it. And that's the reason why number 3 is very, very powerful, because it kind of cements whatever you are doing. That is why probably thank you, thank you, thank you is 3 times. Maybe sometimes it is 3 people that you need to thank. 5 things. I'm not sure why she says 5 and 10, but my understanding is it is just to get you practice more and more, and it is only from that. Okay, so I'm just trying to look at if there are any more questions, and then we will go into sharings. Yes, you can also talk about your family members, Neeta. Only thing is that the reason why she's not told family members today, because in one of the previous chapters she has already spoken about family members. But yes, definitely you can use your family members again. This one is more about people who are not people whom you are not meeting every day. Maybe those people who have made life easy for you by their services, and you're not interacting with them on a daily basis. So family members, yes, no harm in doing that, but also all these other people who have been serving you. So this is more about that. Okay. Sandhya, would you like to share first? And then we'll open it for more sharings.
Yeah.
Yes.
Hi, Ruchi. Morning,
Hi,
all.
Sandhya. Good morning. Yes.
Yeah, when you said forgiveness, I've been practicing the art of forgiveness past 2 years. How do we know that from my side I'm feeling free के सामने वाले ने मुझे hurt करने के बावजूद I've been forgiving, but how do we know that the सामने वाले इतने receptive होके हमें भी forgive कर रहे हैं?
So if you have been practicing forgiveness, Sandhya, the first thing about forgiveness is not for waiting for the person to forgive you. That's the first base rule, that it's not your problem whether the person has forgiven you or not. You are seeking for forgiveness continuously, and you have forgiven the person. It's about you. It's not about whether the person has forgiven you or not. And that's the base thumb rule of forgiveness, that you are not seeking or you are not waiting for them to verbalize and tell you, "Ha bhai, chalo, I have forgiven you." No, that is not the thing. You are continuously seeking forgiveness until and unless you have not forgiven yourself for whatever has happened in the past.
Yeah. Thanks for the clarity. Thank you so much.
Yes,
yeah.
That's most important. Yeah. Then I think 1 second.
Ruchi, I wanted to share something.
Yeah, Gauri, just 1 second. I'm just reading the people who've written that they want to share, and I'll come to you. Pankaj, your name is Pankaj.
That's me, Ruchi.
Yes. Tell me.
It's a very small thing I wanted to share to just uplift this morning.
Yes.
So I have a very, very sweet mother-in-law, and right now she's dividing her time between both her sons. So she stays here a month and a month there with him. And so whenever elders are around us, they're very cautious about how the house help use things in the kitchen. You know, so when I would be out of the kitchen doing my work, and just like how we eat our parathas or dosas with ghee, so she would notice that the house help is doing the same. And she would come out and tell me that, see, even he's putting so much ghee on the dosa or the paratha. So I didn't tell her at that point of time, but this thought occurred to me last week that Mama said something like this. But if I had another son, I would probably put the same,
Give him the same.
give him the same thing. So why are we differentiating, or why are we thinking he's the only one house help I have at this point of time?
Right.
So just wanted to share that.
How nice. As long as you're aware, that's most important. That's most important. Thank you for sharing.
Thank you.
Yeah. So I will send you these videos, the video on the power of three and Sudha Murthy's video. I'm seeing that. I will share those. Somebody else wanted to share. 1 second. I'm just trying to see the name. Yes, not Suman. Before Suman, somebody else wanted to share. Yeah, Shraddha, you wanted to share something?
Yeah, I wanted to share.
Yes.
I wrote in my desires
Yeah.
I want my husband to at least attend this session or acknowledge this. So I gave him that note also. Thank you for all the money. So he didn't told me, but he was seriously doing the note. He was seriously, health is keeping me alive. He was reading that and everything. Last night he told me, yeah, please send me all the session. I want to listen to them. And last night I ordered 5 books of magic. He wanted to gift. And since long he was not getting some profit in something.
Yes.
Suddenly he got a very good profit in one, which was very minimal. But he was
Overwhelmed.
he believed, he said there is something in this, and he never used to believe in such things. So it
Lovely.
was really great. Thank you so much.
I'm so happy to hear that. So happy to hear that. Yeah, Gauri. Yeah. Yes.
Thank you, Ruchi. Thank you so much for all the sharings.
Yeah.
I think I want to thank you that this is more like spoon feeding for all of us. So we are very selfish that we must sit in the morning. Even if we don't practice, I don't practice everything during the day because I'm really caught between one call to another call. But I say, if I can't even do this much, that when you are reading it out and everybody's spending their time, 100 of us, if we can't even do that much for ourselves, then what else do we expect from ourselves? So yes, the books have been with us for 10 years, but we have never read beyond few chapters. So this is the opportunity where you're taking us through it like a child is taken through a journey. And then it is up to us how much we practice and how we do that. Now, we were talking of forgiveness. Today's session has been more of a coaching session, life behavior, than anything to do with magic in life and how we should behave in various different circumstances. So, like you were sharing, your journey began. My journey began when there was this workshop in Lady and Dal school, when for the first time in India, Robin Sharma had come to have a session on the monk who sold his Ferrari. So my journey on my self-help started this 15, 17 years back.
Right.
In various ways, various books, various workshops, art of living, Kriya, Chinmaya mission, reading, working on myself. But life has been a roller coaster. Incy Wincy spider. You make a journey and then you fall down. You make progress, you fall down. But one never gives up.
Yes.
When we are talking of forgiveness, in all these 15, 17 years, I want to share that after you start working on yourself, everything changes, because when we are staying in negativity, we are staying with all this, we can never move forward. We can never move forward in our personal health, business, wealth, kids, education, self achievement, nothing. The minute you start moving forward in life and leave all the issues that have been dragging you back, that moment you start seeing change in your entire life in every sphere. Till the time we are complaining, I have been complaining or being in negativity and self pity that so and so has done this to me. There are 100 people who've done everything to you. But as long as you're living in that frame of mind, you and your family will never go forward. and we start taking that first step, and you see the beautiful changes that you can work upon.
Totally.
When we are forgiving, initially I have also experienced the other people. There have been more than a couple of people. I feel that they are thinking that we have been wrong, and that's why we are seeking forgiveness. And that ego comes in the way.
Yes.
Why should we ask? And by just behaving like that, they feel, see, you were wrong, and that's why you're seeking. So there comes that stage when we are working on that. We are working in that situation. Beyond that, if we continue working, that let them think what they think, but you are in that frame of mind of forgiveness for your own selfish benefit.
Absolutely.
You will see out of 3, 2 people you would have won in life. There will still be that one odd person there is who will still be negative, but those 2 people you have won permanently because they have seen the real you. So isn't that a victory? And you are helping yourself and your family by that forgiveness. It's all about that. When you're saying in the book, it says, when my daughter drives away, I put magic dust for the safe journey. Both my brothers have been in merchant navy. Now they're not sailing, but 25 years they've been sailing. And I've been in Chennai for 27 years. So I have had the fortune of being next to the ocean. And very frequently with kids going to the seaside beach. Each time when I go to the beach, I just take some water in my palm. I make sure I go to where it's dark, and my husband doesn't want me to go near water, but I must do that. And I hold the water in my palm and I thank the ocean and pray to him that save not only my brothers and their family, but all the men who are sailing on this globe. They're sailing in the ship, keep them and their families safe. So your brothers are automatically safe and everybody on this earth is safe.
Absolutely.
So much I want to share in this today. It was more about coaching. Our kids as they've grown up now, they are 27 and 23. For the past 7-8 years, they keep on, correcting us and scolding us when we are talking to our servants. I should not even say now. See, at least I'm cautious that we should not even say servants. We should not say maid. They have given me, and still we utter, but we feel sorry that why did I use this word even now? So they have been saying thank you and treating them and serving them all the things that we are eating, whereas we don't. We get scolded that why do you have to serve for them? It is they are working in this house. They have to help themselves. From that change, and about be it your help or be it your in-laws or be it your family, they say it's not, you were talking about your anger, your daughter and your anger. I was thinking we always make it about us, the situation about us. In life, everything is not about us. So my daughter, she checks, in every situation we start, with our reaction or with our stand of view or justification. So she says, it's not about you. Don't make it about yourself. Right now, we are talking about this situation. So the context has to be set. I'm talking about all of us. We always look, I have been working. I'm a working woman. I'm a housewife. I'm a mother. I'm a daughter-in-law. It should not always be all about us. Stand away, be a witness, and help them proceed with where they are going,
because
and
we
don't
really
make
don't
it all
know
about us.
what they are coming from or where they are coming from.
Yeah.
So thank you. Thank you so much, Gauri.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for that sharing. Yeah. So we'll go with Suman and then we'll go with Madhu for your sharing. Yes.
Yeah, hi, good morning, Ruchi.
Good morning. Yeah.
A few years back when we were traveling in the train, there was one guy who was around 21, 22, and when he was sitting next to the window and the trees were moving in the opposite direction, and he was clapping his hands and he was feeling so happy. See, we are standing still and the trees are moving and this is moving and that is moving, and the group which I was with, they were, we were all smearing and mocking, kya, bache jaise behave kar raha hai and all that.
And then suddenly the father says, नहीं ऐसे बोल रहा है कि जैसे कि first time देख रही ये सब चीजें. So then the father says he just got his eyesight back. We just coming back from a surgery, and it was such a shocker for us. Like, how could you just comment on something? You don't know their battles. So
Yes.
when you said about that saying which came in the book, I just went back to that memory. It was
That's
really,
so true. That's so true. And this is almost seeming like a forward on WhatsApp, which would have come because we are reading so many of these and to have experienced this. And, then you realize how little we are, or how, how small we are in our thinking when we make this mockery on other people, because we have no idea the battles that they are going. And, thank you so much for sharing that. That's so lovely. Thank you
and
so much.
one more thing
Yes.
I want to really
Yes.
thank you about,
Yeah.
when you spoke about touching 100 people the first day and you were very happy about it. I also put in my list of, touching 2,000 children for, I wanted to start a reading library for the children. And then yesterday, suddenly one of my mentors from whom I had done my teaching training, she called me up and she said, what are you doing? Just out of the blue. It's been quite some time since we've been in touch. So I said, this is something that I want to really start. So she's saying, just go ahead. You're so good at it. You will really do well. And I have a list of 2,000 children whom I can forward it to you. I was so shocked. I said, how did she manage to say exactly the same
Same
number? It
number.
was so amazing. So amazing. Thank you
Lovely. So
so
that's
much.
all your clarity which you need to have when you are placing your order from the Cosmic Kitchen. If you have clarity and if you say palak paneer hi khana hai, to palak paneer hi aayega. It's
Right.
as simple as that. It's about being
Thank you.
very,
Thank you.
very honest about what you want, very clear about what you want, just not honest, also about being very clear. Yes.
Miss
Madhu?
Ruchi, I wanted to ask something
Yeah.
later
Yeah.
once it's done.
Yeah.
Can I?
Yeah, please. No,
Yeah.
I think, sorry, 1 second. Can Madhu go first and then you can come, Darshika?
Yes, yes.
Yes. Yeah.
Ruchi, I just wanted
Yes.
to share this. And now,
Yeah.
when you said that whatever you give, you get, you don't know how many times, a 10 time or 100 time. See,
Yeah.
there are many incidents throughout life when you're doing this magic book, you kind of recall so many things which has worked in your life without your knowledge.
Yeah.
So that is one thing which I've been telling from the age when I was just 10 years old. I've realized that love is something I get in abundance.
Yes. Yes.
So I always wonder that people always want love, and how is it that I'm getting it in abundance? I had thought on it so many times that सब जन बोलते हैं कि मेरे पास प्यार, everybody wants that love, everybody's uh, searching for that love, and how is it that I'm getting in abundance wherever I go? Now, after I've been getting married, the respect and the love that I get is so much more compared to my other family members. It may be in my own siblings or maybe in my in-laws' house. हम देरानी जेठानी है तो भी So I used to wonder. But somewhere today, I'm after listening to you and going through this magic book, I realized that maybe somewhere I've been pouring it out. That's why I'm getting it now. I don't know. The actions may be there. I don't know what it is, but now I get the answer to my question of which I've been wanting. Number one, that. And number two, what I wanted to say is this magic rock thing. See, I have done this session earlier with you the last 21 days, but I was not that serious. And I was doing, there were 2, 3 things going on side by side for me. So I could not do your activities. Yeah, I could not do the activities.
Yes.
In spite, I attended all your 21 except for one day. The 20 days I attended and I was listening, but it was half asleep and commitment hai, karna hai types. Because in engineering was going on, so many things were going on side by side for me that time, and everything required activities, so I couldn't concentrate. And this time and having done that, I felt that kahin na kahin I didn't do justice to this. In spite of me getting up at 5 in the morning, 5:30 sab karke bhi, I'm not done. So I definitely need to do one more time. And I was having this in my mind when you put it in the group that they're starting another session. And I was so happy. And I told my husband, that's it. I didn't, I'm a girl of commitment. If I give a commitment, I do it. So I said, मेरे को बहुत guilt हो रहा था कि मैंने sign किया, मैंने एक जगह ली किसी की और मैंने वो चीज ठीक से नहीं किया. And you again did it. And then I made it a mind that I should do it with commitment. And this time, believe me, I look forward for every morning. And I'm so happy, and I'm able to do my activities. And now I'm understanding this magic book so much better.
Absolutely.
As Gauri said, that yes, we've been having these books for so many years, and we have read the chapters. But the way you make us understand and this group energy that is working around us is mind blowing, and I think that is what is kicking you to keep doing. So, and one more last thing that I want to say is the
Yes.
magic rock. I've been off late. Yes, my kids are teenagers, and off late we have had a lot of rebel with this lockdown because they're all
Together.
constantly online, and yes, they don't
Hmm.
get their space, we don't get our space, no friends, and all those things.
Hmm.
So my only wish for this starting this was that I need to mend this relationship between my kids and me.
Hmm.
I don't want them to go away from me because
Right.
so yeah, I've been working, and this in the night,
Hmm.
yesterday when we saw this, day before yesterday when we saw this Pollyanna movie, my kids were
Hmm.
not at all interested.
Hmm.
I said, if you want to do anything for mama today, this is the one thing that I want you to do. So
Hmm.
they came up with a long face. They Googled it. Oh, it's a 1960 movie. We don't want an old movie. This, that, with all the excuses they came up. थोड़ा
Huh.
मेरा भी मूड खराब हो गया. Then I said,
Huh.
fine, nobody come. I will go and watch. मुझे देखना है. I waited the whole day. It is 9 o'clock and still you don't want to come. Fine, go ahead. It is my activity. I want to do it. If you
Hmm.
come, you come. You join me.
Hmm.
And we all watched. They were not interested in the beginning. There was, phone के साथ देख रहे with all the rules late. Still they were not interested, and
Huh.
it was going on. Somewhere half the movie went, and then I saw the interest that they had.
Hmm.
And that experience, just to see them get engrossed in that movie, the message was conveyed to them was so
Sincere.
satisfying to me. And yeah, I was so, because I wanted to convey these things to them, that gratitude और ये सब मैं बताना चाहती थी, पर वो सुनते नहीं है.
Hmm.
And that magic rock, the best experience, I said that was my best experience. And to
Hmm.
my surprise, yesterday evening again we had a family time of half an hour, which
Hmm.
again became my best experience of the
Hmm.
day. So
Hmm.
somewhere, I don't know, Ruchi, it is working, and thank you so much from the bottom of my
I'm so
heart.
happy. I'm so happy. And see, you brought out a very important point that I did the same thing earlier also. I'm doing the same thing right now also. What is the thing that has changed? The way you are taking it up has changed. And your commitment levels and for yourself, the fact that you're saying that I am going to do something about myself. And remember, and please take this very, very seriously, that only 3% are action takers. So, do you want to be in that 3%? Is something that you have to challenge yourself with. And I'm telling you from my experience, and people who have been to other self-help workshops and all of that, they will also tell you, because agar everybody had learned everything from their masters and gurus, then we would all be a guru in something or the other.
True.
But we are not, because we don't take action. We don't get behind something with that kind of dedication. So this is your opportunity. And so nicely you are saying again that I am this time I'm going to be very, very clear about it. Okay, Darshika, just 1 second, I'll explain this 3% one more time. So the 3% rule here is that out of 100 people, if they are doing the practices or any of that, there will only be 3% or three people who will be toppers. And actually, they are the ones who will see a change in their life. 97 of y'all will have a feel good factor. You'll be happy about it. You'll enjoy it. 21 days hue, maza aaya, subah uthe, energy, no alarm clock, all of that is fine. But people who will be consistent will only be 3%. So the scramble is to be in the top 3% of your class. Okay. Yeah. And Jyoti, thank you for that reminder, because my daughter keeps telling me, stop saying palak paneer. We are really tired of eating your palak paneer now. Can you please say you like ice creams and chocolates and all? But I said, it doesn't come naturally for me. For me, when I have to order from the Cosmic Kitchen, it has to be palak paneer. It can't be anything else. Okay. Yeah. Thank you. Darshika, we'll keep
Yeah.
that as the last sharing because it's 7:16 and we need to move on. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry, Priya, you wanted to say something as well. So we'll do Darshika and we'll do Priya quickly,
Yeah.
and we'll call it a day. Yes, Darshika. Yeah.
Miss Ruchi, one thing related to this book, I did connect with a friend of mine, a
Okay.
long lost friend of mine after ages, who has
Yeah.
relocated to the tea estate, which I just remembered then. And number two, actually,
Yeah.
somebody asked me yesterday if there is a technique. Personally, the person asked me that is there any technique in your magic book that works? Because that person is acting as a mediator. This is related to business commitment, and that person is acting as a mediator between the two clients, and
Hmm.
he's having a little tough time because both the clients are not leaving their egos, and he's a pacifying factor. So I
Okay.
wanted to know, is there any magic technique, like probably what we did a magic does today, anything that can smoothen this dealing?
So I think magic dust is the answer over there, where you are going to say that I'm sprinkling both of them with magic dust and I'm getting them into a calmer space so that they are willing to negotiate and compromise. Have I understood that clearly? I'm not
Yes.
sure if I've understood that clearly. Yes?
No. Yes, I hope I've explained it so.
Yeah, no, I'm not sure whether I've got the whole situation right. So there is one person who's a mediator, and there are
Yes.
two people who are not willing to come to the table to the terms and conditions. Is that what
Yes.
you're saying? Yeah.
Yes. Yes. Very much.
Yes, so then definitely by saying that I'm sprinkling magic dust on both of them and I'm getting them into a calmer space, into a happier space, so that they come and meet eye to eye and they negotiate. Yeah.
Okay.
But let
Yeah.
me tell you one thing. If you think that you're going to do magic dust in isolation, without doing your magic rock, without doing your 10 gratitude, without doing anything for your health, wealth, desires, it's like saying you're going to have only that diet pill and then you're going to eat everything all through the day. The diet pill is not going to help at all.
Okay, see, I'm
It
doing all
doesn't
my
work
work, but
in isolation.
definitely the intensity, probably with what I do and what I can't even live up to comparing that with you. I don't know how it will work, but I
No,
will
no, no.
only
I'm
try it.
talking about myself. I'm not talking about you at all. I'm talking about myself. That if I think I can get away by just doing magic dust, I will not get anything. I have to do all my practices in order to be able to use my magic dust. That's what I'm trying to say. It's not
Okay.
about you. And
Yeah,
I'm
but can I
doing,
help that person do it? Can I
like I
try?
said, you can
Yeah.
definitely try, but don't expect results
Yes.
because everything else is connected. And like I said, if you can just start doing your 10 gratitude and your magic rock, that's the most important part of the entire book. If you can just
I'm
get that person to do this, is perfectly
okay.
fine. Of course, when we go to healers and say we're going to a pranic healer or going to a reiki master and we say I want you to heal me, the first thing they say is you have to be open to healing, right?
Mm.
So that person also should be open to receiving the magic dust. So
Okay.
if that person thinks that they can call up their clients and say, I'm going to sprinkle you with magic dust, I think that person will think that, there's something really wrong. What is this magic dust that you're talking about? So I'm just trying to tell you here that these practices work when you are first working with all your other practices.
Hmm.
That is very, very important.
Okay.
Okay.
Thank you. Thank you so much,
Yeah.
Ms. Ruchi.
Yeah.
Thanks for
Thank
help.
you. Thank you. What you can probably do, although it has not come up right now, but what
Hmm.
you can probably do is visualize a situation that you are there in it. Okay. And visualize a situation that the negotiation on the table has gone very well. And that person is giving you a call and is telling you, finally, these two people have come to terms with the situation. That you
Okay.
can visualize yourself being in it because you are doing the practices.
Okay. I'll try that.
Yeah, because that will
Yes.
help. That will help
Okay.
because you are there in that.
Okay.
Okay.
I'll try
Yeah.
that. Thank you so very much.
Thank you. Yes. Priya, the last sharing then. Yes.
Good morning, everyone.
Yes.
First thing, Ruchi, I had a small confusion. This
Yes.
whole sprinkling dust process, is it a visualization procedure or
For
are
what?
we doing the process physically?
Up to you. Up to you.
Yeah.
You can do it both ways. You can go around doing this or you can just visualize. Completely up.
Oh,
That's
perfect.
fine.
Perfect.
That's fine.
Okay.
Like
Okay.
now I know that Arna's also doing it, so probably you can both sprinkle magic dust. And I have to tell you a funny story, and I'm not going to take more than 2 minutes on that. When I did the gratitude evenings with my kids a long time back, and one of them said, "I don't know what my mother keeps doing like this." So now I know because you're telling me it is magic dust, and I seem to be doing everything she's asking me to do. So I said, see, now you also have the power. So you can also use your magic dust. I'm not saying make it a battle of magic dust versus magic dust in the house, not that. But definitely by sprinkling this, you can do it by hand, you can do it mentally. Kani just showed that little picture over there. Visualize that it is this little droplets that are falling all over there, that golden droplets that are there, visualize it. Even that's fine. That's perfectly
On
fine.
that note, I would also like to add that yesterday itself, it was like a Harry Potter scene at home where our that that magic ingredient is like a spell coming out of what she reads in Harry Potter. So
Yes.
today when I start the sprinkling dust,
Yeah.
I'm sure that it's going to continue on that
Yeah,
note.
and now I'm waiting for the magic wand to come, because then it'll be total Harry Potter in the house with the equipment.
We are loving this whole process of doing so many beautiful things. That's the whole idea of reinventing someone out of you.
Absolutely.
So thanks a lot.
Absolutely.
And like I just wrote in the chat that I see this 3% number changing because we are all looking at you as our invisible manager. So
I'm hoping. I'm really hoping. Like I said, that would be my dream come true also. But I am talking with statistics, and I'm also putting a little fear in everybody's mind, because as a teacher or as a facilitator, I definitely want to say sabko nahi milegi. Remember that starting of that movie Three Idiots, and he says ye ghosla hai and whatever whatever. So maybe like that, and think that I have to really push myself and I have to be the best in order to be in that 3%. I would love it the most if that 3% equation changes. I'll be the happiest. But I'm talking facts to you here. And I'm telling you, be in that 3%. And I'm challenging you and I'm pushing you to do that, because that's very important. That's
the
very, very
perfect teacher, the perfect coach.
Thank you so much. So, on that
Thank you,
note,
Ruchi.
we're
Thank
going
you
to
so much.
yes, we're going to do our 10 practices today, and we're going to sprinkle lots of people with magic dust. 10 people specifically who have been helping you out, your house helps, your drivers, your all people around you, or even your electricians, your plumbers, all these people that you have not really taken a moment to very mindfully thank. So today is about thanking all of them. Okay. So thank you very much. And please
Thank
read
you.
chapter 11, which is also a part of this. And I will share all these videos around 9:30. Okay. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
Thank you so much,
Thank you,
Ruchi.
Thank you
Ruchi.
so much.
Thank you,
Thank you,
Ruchi.
Ruchi.
Thank you
So
so
much,
much.
Miss
Thank
Thank
you.
Ruchi.
you,
Thank you.
Ruchi.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
Thank you,
Thank you,
Ruchi.
Ruchi.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye.
Thank you, ladies.
Bye. Bye.
Bye. Thank
Thank
you,
you,
Ruchi.
Ruchi.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you,
Thank you,
Ruchi.
Ruchi. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Yeah.
Ruchi, we must just say thank you while sprinkling magic dust.
Yeah. We can do that. Yes. Thank you. Thank you.
Okay.
Yes. Yes. Thank
Thank you.
सूजी का वो पुलाव लगेगा और ये बना रहे हैं पुलाव नहीं है साबूदाना का सॉस होना ले गया लगता है लो